Hello everybody and welcome back to some Hearthstone here on the channel. Today we're going to be doing some more ladder using a paladin deck which I've made, which has Blessings of Might, Wisdom, Leper Gnomes, a Noyatron, a couple of shielded mini-bots, some Muster for Battle, Seal of Champions, some Questing Adventurers, a Blessing of Kings, Consecrations, Hammers of Wrath, a Murloc Knight, some Gurubashi Berserkers, a Quartermaster, couple of Lords of the Arena, a Force Tank Max, and a Sneed's Old Shredder. So we're going to be hopping right in to the ladder and trying this deck out and see how we can do with it. I decided to do this one because we got the Murloc Knight and it's one of my favorite cards to use, and hopefully be able to get it out. Have a couple of other minions that will go well with us using our hero power, like the Quartermaster. And to start out, we're going to get rid of everything but the shielded mini-bot, it looks like, and just hope we can get something for turn one, and we do with the Leper Gnome. And the Quartermaster is always nice to have in our hand, just in case we get a Muster for Battle or something that could make it a lot better to play. And we get a Questing Adventure, just going to start out with a Leper Gnome and pass it on over to the Warrior. Put out a shielded mini-bot probably next turn, and then we have a Questing Adventure for turn 3. Not really huge on the Questing Adventure, but or at least when we don't have cards to play with it, but it gives us something to put out. We also get a Quartermaster that we can use to, or a Gurubashi Berserker we can use instead of the Quartermaster if we don't get a Muster for Battle or whatnot, would help it. Is he going to trade into the Divine Shield? Yes. And he's got a Fiery War Axe. He's going to finish off the shielded mini-bot. Which is fine. He uses one of his axe attacks, and we still have our Leper Gnome alive. I'm not really going to use this, but I will put a Questing Adventurer out. And if it stays alive, I will probably use the Seal of Champions on it for turn 4. Make it a 6/3 with a Divine Shield. Probably he'll use his axe to take it out because that is the best target he could use the axe on. Leper Gnome's not really that much of a threat to him, and hitting face is not the right decision. That's Warsong Commander. It's not too big of a threat. We get a Blessing of Kings, which I guess I'm going to use to buff up the Leper Gnome and then kill off the Warsong Commander, so we get a 6/3 on the board. We get a 9/3 with Divine Shield, but he's probably going to use something to kill it off this turn. Still, it's a pretty good Leper Gnome still around 3-4 turns later. He uses a Mortal Strike to kill it. So there we go, a lot of value out of an early Leper Gnome. We get a Consecrate dropped, but I think I'm going to use the Gurubashi Berserker here. Gives us something to take out any minions that he puts out, hopefully with lower attack, so we can get the use out of that buff. Best case scenario, we decided to flood the board here. We can get an enrage off of one of the minions and consecrate the rest. Likely though, he has more bigger minions in his hand. And I don't think Seal of Champions is very good for the Berserker. Quartermaster could work on getting some reinforcements out in the form of the Silverhand Recruits. And he's going to use a weapon and Heroic Strike to kill off the Berserker, which is not too bad. Uses a couple cards in his entire turn to do that. Put out a Leper Gnome, put out the Reinforce, not going to waste Seal of Champions yet. Get some minions out to be buffed by the Quartermaster. Best case scenario, we get a Muster for Battle next turn. We just flood the board with the Silverhand Recruits and hope he doesn't have a Whirlwind to kill him off. And then Quartermaster the next turn, get a bunch of 3/3s. As of now, we just have a couple of minions on the board. He's got one charge left on his weapon. And who knows what he has in his hand. He's used quite a few abilities so far to clear off minions we've had on the board. He hasn't been able to hit us yet or establish any board control really. And it looks as if he doesn't really have much to use. A Harvest Golem and the Axe. He's going to use to kill off the Leper Gnome. He armored up as well, so he doesn't end up taking any damage this turn, but we are looking pretty good. And there is the muster for battle. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, put out another guy, and then just hit him in the face for 2. And hope that he doesn't do anything to kill off all the 1/1s that we have, so the Quartermaster can come out. If he has a Whirlwind though, that would pretty much kill off the momentum we just got. If not, we get 5 3/3s and a 2/5, as well as a Seal of Champions or a Consecrate. Best case scenario though, he just ignores them and goes for face with whatever he has. Arcane Golem, alright. And a Kor'kron Elite. So is he looking to deal with some of our 1/1s or something? And it looks like he is. Or he's going to kill one of them off and then do that, which is very good for us. We'll put this guy out. Consecrate, kill off this one. And that is the end of the game, actually. We have lethal here with our 4 Silver Hand recruits. And first game goes pretty well with the muster for battle and then the Quartermaster coming out. Weren't able to get the Murloc Knight out, but that is all well because we were able to get enough out to kill him off just using the, well, the Leper Gnome early did a lot of it, and then the muster for battle just finished him off with the Quartermaster. So hopefully we can continue to have some pretty good synergy with this deck. Another paladin, and we get a questing adventurer going second. We get a leper gnome to start out with, which is good. I'm going to get rid of these 2, keep the adventurer for now, and we get a blessing of night and a muster for battle. Alright, so we can end up getting a lot of minions out. We got blessing of might, we got questing adventurer, so we got some pretty cheap stuff early on. And there's an Annoyatron for turn 2, so we're looking pretty good to start out with. Put the Annoyatron out there next turn, and then we have the questing adventure turn 3, or else the muster for battle. Getting a Quartermaster would be very nice. Blessing of wisdom, it's not too shabby. Go ahead and attack him, and I'll probably trade Divine Shields with the Annoyatron unless he has something else to deal with that. Then we can kill off the Shield of Minibot with the Leper Gnome afterward. Argent Lance, reveal a minion deck if costs 1, gain additional durability. He does not. There's our Quartermaster. He does know we have a Quartermaster, however, though. And alright, he's going to end up trading. So we're going to throw our Leper Gnome into that. And do we want to muster for battle here or just hero power? Don't really want to use the questing adventure right now. He'll probably just kill it off with his lance, so I'm just going to hero power. Nothing good to use the blessing of wisdom on. He might actually kill that knowing we have Quartermasters. I don't know. I didn't want to muster for battle because he probably focused on killing him off, which isn't too bad. And yeah, he's going to go after the recruits because he knows we have the Quartermaster most likely. And I am just going to flood the board and then give this guy a blessing of wisdom to get some card draw. Hopefully he survives a little bit. He's a 2 damage minion, so I'm not too afraid of it, and it'll draw us a card every time. If he goes for face, it's kind of like a life tap. Alternatively, it just kills it off if he has a way to. He has his own blessing of wisdom, so we each draw a card every time it attacks anything. And he has a dire wolf, so it's up to 3 damage. So it's going to be some card draw for both of us here. We get another blessing of wisdom. And there is, so we're going to be killing off the direwolf alpha, of course. And anything else that we want to use, we could make one of our guys a 5/5. Or we could put out the questing adventurer, give the raptor the buff, give a blessing of might to this guy, then just trade everything into what isn't a raptor. Therefore he can't kill the questing adventurer, and we have some card draw off of his raptor. And we could blessing of might on this guy and make him a 9/9 next turn, put out a shielded mini-bot along with it. Unless he uses a peacekeeper, but he still has the benefit of getting the buff, so we might still blessing of kings on him. There's another card for us. We get an Annoyatron, so we could actually blessing of kings and then put something up to block him. He has a secret, don't know exactly what it could be. It might be the rally or whatever it's called. Put out the Annoyatron, use this guy, kill off the peacekeeper here, deal 7 damage. I'm going to deal 7 damage to him, kill off the 1/1 because that likely will buff it up next turn, and it is a redemption, so kind of waste the redemption bringing back the recruit there. We have a 7/10 questing adventure we can further buff next turn, and he's got to get through this guy before he can get to it. And in doing that, we're going to draw another card, a Gurabashi Berserker, which will go nicely with our next play. True Silver Champion, he's going to probably go face with that, if he's going to do anything with it. Don't think you'd want to take 7 damage to the face, and he's just going to try to rush us down here. Deal 11 damage next turn. He's got some pretty decent damage on the board, however. Actually, we can do +7, 8, 9. We can almost kill him next turn, 1 short. Or we could coin out Sneak. Does he have lethal? 6, 7, 8? No, he doesn't, so I'm just going to buff this guy up. And then actually we can kill him with the questing adventurer here. So a couple of pretty good, pretty interesting victories to start off with the paladin deck. And we're able to start a winning streak here. Gets us back up to rank 19. We get a golden holy light. So next time, I think we're going to play a couple more games as this paladin deck. We're doing pretty good so well. Haven't even seen the Murloc, or the Murloc Champion or whatever it is called, and interested to see how that will work out for us. But until then, thank you all for watching, and I hope you all have a nice day.